will you let Clyde know that I'm going to go on break at the top of the next shift? Thank you. Hello. Welcome to the Indigo Plateau, home of the headquarters of the Indigo Pokémon League. How may we help you? All right. You are interested in applying for your gym to be sanctioned as an official member of the Indigo Pokémon League. All right, let me go ahead and get the appropriate paperwork prepared here. And application process. This will be a Form B, seen as though you are an independent application and not a recommendation. It does not necessarily mean that your application will be looked at any differently. It just is filed separately. You know, red tape and so forth. They are picky about those sorts of things. All right, with the application in mind, there will be a series of questions that I will be asking you to determine the validity of your request, as well as your chances of standing apart from the other applicants. There are a wide variety of unofficial and independently owned gyms that are vying for the exclusive positions we offer in the Pokémon League. Of course, the official standards are that each trainer attempting to challenge the Pokémon League must complete an 8 gym badge requirement at any of the given officially sanctioned gyms. Of course, this provides them with several options for their path, and we want to maintain a prestigious level of quality in the gyms that we offer those competing trainers. So please answer all of these questions truthfully and as accurately as possible. Do you have any questions before we begin? Of course. Let's get started. This shouldn't take too long, but we want to make sure we are thorough. That way we don't have to have you come back in and complete any information that was left incomplete. So the first question that I have for you is, where is your unofficial Pokemon Gym currently located? And if your location will be changing, please do indicate so. Oh, okay. Neon City. That is a good start. That has a lot of potential for a consistent revenue base, given the large variety of economic infrastructure currently there. Okay. And will you be maintaining your residency in Neon City if accepted? Of course. Perfect. All right. Permanent resident. Okay. All right. And, of course, what is your gym's type specialty? Yes, all of our officially sanctioned gyms must have a monotype gym style, meaning your primary typing must be aligned with one of the official Pokemon types. Fairy type. All right. And we do have an opening. We try not to have too many duplicates of the similar types in our official league options, but we do have an opening at the fairy type. That is quite opportune for you. All right. And with that said, what are the Pokemon that you will be registering as your official competitive team? You must register any Pokemon that you plan on using to challenge opposing trainers. Any Pokemon that is not listed on your official application is absolutely prohibited from being used in official gym matches, of course. Okay, Alright, we have a Clefairy, Jigglypuff. Alright, Clefable, and Wigglytuff. Alright, and you would like to register for the double battle. Okay, double battle style format. And of course, if the double battle format is selected for your official gym format, you must always challenge any opposing trainer in a double battle. And it must be posted on the exterior doors of any entry point to your gym. Is that understood? Of course. Alright, I think that will be quite appropriate for that lineup. Alright, so I have you down here for 4 official Pokemon registered. Would you like to register any additional Pokemon, perhaps for a backup if one of your Pokemon needs to spend a extended period of time at a Pokemon Center? Alright, you do have a Mr. Mime in reserve. Okay. Now I must make you aware that any Pokemon registered as a reserve Pokemon must only be used if one of your official competitive team Pokemon are unable to perform for a maximum of 3 consecutive days. Okay? Anything over 3 days at a time must be approved by an official Indigo League advisor. Alright. Let me get that down for you. And agreement accepted. Perfect. Alright. Next up. What is your current record at your unofficial gym thus far? Of course, these numbers help us gauge the competitive nature of your team and your viability to maintain a aggressive approach to weeding out unworthy trainers for the Pokemon League Challenge. Alright, so we have a 31-3 record. Not the most impressive accumulation of total battles, but 31-3 is still quite impressive. 3 losses is nothing to bat an eye at. Alright. And if I may ask, those 3 losses, were there any strange circumstances, or were they quite standard? Okay, quite standard. But rather powerful trainers, I'm assuming, okay. A trainer with a Marowak. Yes. Those Marowak may sometimes be quite unwieldy to deal with. Okay, so ground typing. Alright. Yes. Okay. Now, with that in mind, I must make you aware of some of the other requirements to have an officially sanctioned gym. There, of course, is the upfront cost that you yourself must take care of. This includes things like hiring trainer employees who will work at your gym. You, of course, don't want a trainer simply walking through the front doors and challenging you. They must go through, traditionally, your employees first. Usually anywhere between 1 to 3 trainers is usually quite appropriate, and if completing that gauntlet of battles, then they may challenge you. This helps us provide a somewhat of a buffer between yourself and your daily challengers. You don't want to be consistently battling every single day, all day, of course. Of course, there is also the revenue sharing program that you are incidentally agreeing to if sanctioned as a official Indigo League Pokemon Gym. This includes a 40% revenue sharing of all proceeds from defeated trainers. When a trainer is defeated at your gym, either by your employee trainers or yourself, they must pay the appropriate fees. 40% of that revenue is then kicked up to the Pokemon League as part of your league agreement. Of course, I'm sure you understand these protocols if you find yourself here today. As well, with that said, we, as a Pokemon League, will provide you with all needed potions for healing between battles for your employees and yourself, as well as the badges given to the appropriate trainers who have completed your gym challenge, and any TMs that you reward to said trainers, of course. Yes, any other costs such as wear and tear on your gym or just the day-to-day cost of maintaining a gym, of course, will be paid by you and any of your benefactors. Is that an agreement? Perfect. All right, I must make a note that I have went through the basic requirements of gym ownership. All right. Perfect. And we have recently had quite the string of good luck with our newest members of our gym. Some of the most recent applicants to be accepted are AJ's gym, of course, the ground type specialty. He has boasted quite the impressive record. Over 100 wins is what I have been told. And who else did we most recently approve? Oh yes, the Yaz gym in Dark City. We unfortunately were not able to, yes, it looks like we were not able to approve the Kaz gym, but the Yaz gym has pulled in quite the impressive amount of revenue for the Indigo League, so we have been able to spring for those newest curtains there on the front building, as you've seen. Oh yes, those are quite lovely. Yeah, of course, very necessary additions. We must maintain our appearances here. That is what the league is for, after all. Yes, so we want those types of success stories with any of our accepted applicants. We want to not only maintain a very prestigious nature in the quality of gym leaders that we produce here at the Indigo League, but we want to maintain quite the challenge for our trainers. We, how do I put this, don't want to make things too easy on opposing trainers, because the more success that trainers have at our gyms across the Kanto region, the less revenue, of course, we produce. We make the most of our money from trainers who are not successful at our gyms, so we want to be just enticing enough for them to attempt a challenge, but just challenging enough that a challenge is more often than not unsuccessful. Of course, you understand. All right, moving on to our next question on the list. When it comes to any successful gym, every gym must have a badge given to trainers who have successfully battled through your employee trainers and defeated yourself as the gym leader. This badge will be a recognition that that trainer has completed that gym, and if approaching the Indigo Plateau, a trainer must show proof that 8 badges have been completed. With that said, I have an example of some of our most prestigious Kanto gyms and their badges. Of course, these badges are a sign that trainers have completed the gyms that reward said badges, and may be worn as the badge of honor. No pun intended, of course. This, of course, is the Boulder badge. What we want to stress to our applicants is that a badge should be simple yet elegant in its design, and that it should show with a simple glance what gym each trainer has completed in order to earn this beauty. This, of course, is the Boulder Badge from Pewter City, earned by defeating the reputable Brock gym leader. This rock-type badge symbolizes the rock-type Pokémon that are defeated in order to earn it. This badge is quite the prime example of simplicity, yet beauty. Other examples include the rather popular Volcano Badge. Now, with a simple name such as the Volcano Badge, one may immediately assume that a fire-type Pokemon was defeated in order to obtain this wonderful badge. This symbolizes the fire burning within the heart of the gym leader, Blaine, on Cinnabar Island. This is known to be one of our most prestigious badges, and one of the most difficult to obtain. Not only must a trainer be able to make the traveling trek to Cinnabar Island, but they must withstand the heat that Blaine offers as a competitive and challenging gym leader. This is the type of challenge that you should strive for as a new applicant to give to your incoming trainers. And this badge is a great example of what it means to have a very elegantly designed gym badge that immediately displays what it means to challenge your gym. Perhaps I can provide you with additional examples. Oh yes, the Cascade Badge. This badge is, as I'm sure with the themes of the previous two badges, this badge is a perfect example of what it means to take on the gym in Cerulean City. The simple yet perfected design of the water droplet perfectly symbolizes and matches the name of Cascade Badge. We have the cascading water drop that shows the beauty and the simplicity of water-type Pokemon. Misty, the gym leader of the Cerulean City Gym, is known to be a master of the water type, and this badge shows that your mastery over the water type is as impressive, if not more so, if you find yourself in possession of this beauty. Would you like to see more? Of course. It's oftentimes beneficial to see what others have come up with when attempting to strike that creative genius inside you. Perhaps a more simple approach. Simple is not always a bad thing. Sometimes it shows the class and discipline needed to maintain excellence, such as the Marsh Badge. Sabrina in Saffron City is known to be quite serious and dedicated to her craft of the psychic Pokemon type. This Marsh Badge shows that the cyclical nature of the relationships between a psychic Pokemon and their trainer and the connection of the minds is at the forefront of this gym's challenge. Not only when you walk through the doors of Sabrina's psychic gym must you be prepared for a vicious battle, but you must be prepared to challenge your mind and protect your thoughts, lest the psychic abilities predict your moves. This Marsh Badge shows that more than meets the eye may be in store when challenging Sabrina for said badge. And let this be an example that the simplicity of your badge does not reflect the challenge in store. So, with that said, your badge may present any style that you would like, but it is encouraged that your badge's style, or at least name, reflects the type of challenge to be expected at your gym, or at the very least the type of Pokemon used in your specialty. So, with that said, what will your gym badge be called if accepted as a member of the official Indigo League? And may I stress, any badges given out to trainers from a non-sanctioned Pokemon gym will be met with legal action, I'm afraid. Of course. So, your name. The Lunar Badge. Alright, now I must tell you, that is a perfect name, given the Moonstone type evolutions of your primary fairy type Pokemon. And I think will fit in quite nicely if accepted. I commend you on your creativity and adherence to tradition. Alright, so do you have a design in mind for the badge? Of course, your badge will not be designed today, but it's important to have a idea of what you would like this badge to be designed like. In case you are accepted, you would like to, of course, at that point, get your gym off of the ground as quickly as possible to start generating revenue, because, of course, you must pay your gym dues up front, so you would like to be able to support yourself and start sustaining that revenue as quickly as possible. If you have a few ideas of what you would like your gym badge to look like, I will jot down a few notes and make sure this gets down to our design lab, if indeed the opportunity for you to join the league occurs. So, what would you like your gym badge to look like? Let's start with the shape. A crescent moon. Quite appropriate to your lunar badge designation. Crescent moon shape. Would you like those points on that moon to be soft or sharp? Quite soft, okay. Alright, and let's start with the color next. The primary color on your crescent moon lunar badge is silver. Excellent. Silver body. Would you like that matte or gloss finish? Gloss. Quite the shine to it, I'm assuming. Gloss finish on the body, silver coloring. Alright, and would you like one consistent color across, or a border perhaps? Okay, a border, and coloring for the border. A soft pink. The classic fairy pink color. Quite appropriate indeed. Pink border, and would you like that gloss finish as well? Gloss finish as well. Alright, so I will get that down to the design lab if your design, or your application rather, is accepted. If accepted, the design lab will be reaching out to you for confirmation on your design and to get everything in order. Alright, that is perfect. With that said, we want to make sure that all of our gyms are prepared quickly upon acceptance to be up and running as fast as possible. So please, if you indeed receive a call indicating that your gym application has been accepted, please stand by for an additional call from our design lab, as they will be contacting you shortly thereafter. Next on the agenda here is what TM you will be issuing to any trainers that successfully challenge and defeat your gym. It is customary in the Kanto region that any trainer who takes a gym challenge and successfully defeats the gym leader is given a technical machine as a reward for their effort and performance in the gym battle. This technical machine should be in line with the typing of your gym, or at the very least in line with the type of move set that your Pokemon in the gym would be utilizing. It's just another reflection of the order and attention to detail that we like to offer in our officially sanctioned gyms in the Indigo League. Now, there is an unwritten rule of sorts with the types of technical machines that we do give out to our trainers. It is important to ensure that the power level of said technical machines do not exceed what is appropriate for our officially gifted technical machines. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, well, lean closer. I'll explain it. So, we want to ensure that we don't give out technical machines that are too powerful and may be used to easily defeat gym leaders in the Indigo League. We want to ensure that each challenging trainer has quite the difficult task ahead of them to maintain healthy revenue from trainer defeats. Do you understand? Perfect. So, again, what TM would you like to offer trainers that successfully challenge and defeat your gym? Of course, these TMs will be provided to you by the Pokemon League. Alright, TM19, Disarming Voice. That is quite the appropriate choice, given the fairy designation on typing and the moderate power level. Let me double check and make sure that we have plenty of TM19 in stock, and it looks like, yes, we have many of those in stock. That will be perfect. We want to make sure that you and the other gym leaders in the Indigo League look at each other as quite the collective and operate as a team, ensuring that max revenue flow is generated not only to provide quite the lucrative experience for yourself, but quite the lucrative investment for the Pokemon Indigo League as well. Alright, that is perfect and quite the wonderful choice. It will help your chances, I'm sure. The last thing that we must go over are a few revenue estimates here. We want to make sure that as a sanctioned league, we don't overextend ourselves into poor investments into areas that don't look to generate enough additional revenue for us. So we like to make sure that we have an idea of what to expect you to bring in terms of revenue. With that said, how many trainers do you think you are going to be able to afford to hire to work at your gym? Alright, 3 trainers, that is good. We have found that gyms who employ 1 or 2 trainers don't often generate as much revenue and seem to not be as quickly accepted on their applications. This will help your case tremendously. And will you be providing these trainers with the Pokemon that they will be battling challenging trainers with, or will you be accepting applications on your own at your gym? Okay, so you will be accepting applications from trainers who wish to work in your employment. All right. So, with that said, you must ensure that your vetting process is quite extensive and diligent, seeing as though any trainer hired at your gym is a direct reflection of yourself and the Indigo League. Are we understood? Of course. And need I remind you, any trainer hired must not have any Pokemon whose level surpasses the maximum level of a Pokemon utilized by the gym leader. So that means any of the trainers you hire must not have any Pokemon whose level surpasses either your Wigglytuff or Clefable. Of course. All right. I will designate that you have agreed to those terms. And understood. And perfect. With that said, I think that your chances look quite good. We do not currently have any other fairy type gyms in the Kanto League, and with the quite adept Clefable and Wigglytuff at your disposal, I think you are very well prepared to defend your gym and the prestige of the Indigo League. If all of the information you have provided is correct, I will have you sign your digital signature there beside you. Perfect. That looks excellent. And you will hear back from the Indigo League within 7 business days. Please look forward to that call. And if denied, please make appropriate changes to your information and requirements that are provided to you upon your denial, and don't hesitate to reapply. If your application is indeed accepted, please stand by for a call from our design team and be prepared to get your gym up and running within 14 business days. We want to make sure that revenue is quickly brought in, because you must be made aware that if indeed accepted, you are expected to pay the first and last month's league dues upfront. Do you understand? Of course. Excellent. All right. With that said, thank you so much for applying today, and I look forward to hearing from you either on a reapplication or upon acceptance. Please have a wonderful rest of your day.